Joining us tonight is Congressman Andy Biggs. He's the chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, and he is also on the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. And that makes you a big deal in my view, because I'm a big fan of what we are watching America do in space now. I want to stay with the issue of obviously Rosentein and the testimony today, but this is a great time for America to be back launching our astronauts into space and returning them to the space station on American launch vehicles. So it's a wonderful moment. I want to offer you the opportunity to comment on it if you would like.
Yes, Lou, I mean, it's about time, and I give full credit to Jim Bridenstine, who's working so hard at this. But I mean, visionaries like Musk, who I disagree with on other issues, but certainly this partnership is fantastic, and I'm grateful to see America trying to reassert itself in the space program. For too long, we've kind of given up on that program, and it is really critical. We get so much science and technology development from that program. It is important that we be a leader there. It's a good time. It is a good time.
Absolutely. And speaking of leaders, President Trump deserves immense credit for being bold enough to say point blank, we're on our way not only to the moon, but Mars, and funding the agency that had been deprived under two presidents, in my opinion, shamelessly so. But this is a good news story, and we don't want to go over the rascals who are responsible for our pause in the space program. No pause in the Rosentein testimony today. He was, I think, perhaps taken aback at various points by some close questioning by the chairman, Lindsey Graham. No surprise there, but then Mazie Hirono, Senator Hirono, going right after him on whether or not he was serious about that wire. I mean, that surprised me. How about you?
Well, the source surprised me, and with the strength that she came at it surprised me a bit. But I expected him to answer just like as he did, because, you know, Lou, you and I have been following this for a long time, and there's just not a whole lot of trust that we can have in any of those folks, is there? Because, I mean, he says, oh, I was just joking, or he basically denied today that he had ever said anything like that. But there's all kinds of sources that contradict that. You got people saying he's a liar, but he's, but people who are saying that, Andy McCabe being one of them, he's a confessed liar. He's a proven liar. So it's a total mess going on there, but it all points to one thing. This was an orchestrated, conspiratorial coup attempt by Rod Rosenstein, James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Strzok, Page, and Andy McCabe. They were the ringleaders pushing this thing around.
And they had a lot of help on Capitol Hill from radical Dems, too, and the deep state throughout the executive branch. This is straightforward. And Attorney General William Barr seems to be pushing this toward a conclusion. Whether it's going to be a conclusion that is satisfying or appropriately holding these sordid officials who are politically corrupt accountable, we'll see. But we have high hopes. How about you?
Yeah, I can't remain optimistic on that, but I tell you what, as time goes by, I get a little bit less so. And I get constituents who call me every week still saying, when will justice be done here? I mean, Lou, we're not talking about people just sitting around telling jokes. We're talking about people opening up investigations, manipulating the FISA process. We're talking about real acts that we have real evidence for, and nothing's happened to them. And you and I both would be going to jail. We'd be probably sitting in jail in an orange jumpsuit right now if we had done the same thing.
And you were part of the, had a amicus brief. You're part of the Sullivan case and General Flynn. It's become the Sullivan case with his outrageous conduct and decisions. When do you expect resolution, and what kind of resolution do you expect?
Well, I'm hoping that the appellate court is going to smack him down for his kind of digging in and taking his position to the nth degree. And I think that I'm hoping that we'll get his decision sooner rather than later. This is highly unusual, quite frankly, that a judge would not capitulate to the appellate court and to the prosecutor who wants the case dismissed. And for him to dig his heels in is just absolutely, frankly, it's unprecedented in my time.
And unprecedented, I think, in any time, because the Department of Justice has reasserted itself here, not only with a motion to dismiss, but coming back with all guns blazing. It is good to see them demanding the nonsense by Judge Emmett Sullivan end and put the rights of General Flynn, who has been framed and tortured in the prosecution system, whether by the FBI, whether by special counsel, you name it, for 3 years. So it is a wonderful conclusion. You get the last word here.
Yeah, I'd say Sidney Powell, thank God for her. She's done a great job. Tom Fitton, you, Lou, these people have done a great job pushing this thing, because General Flynn really was, this was an orchestrated setup against General Flynn, and that is also unprecedented. So we've seen so much that we've got to put an end to, Lou, and justice has got to come through.
And President Obama has much to answer for because of the role of his intelligence chiefs and the politically corrupt FBI and Department of Justice. We thank you so much.